friends, and welcome back to Beloved Reviews. If you're new here on this channel, I share with you delightful, family-friendly, and faith-based movies and television shows. Happy Sunday, y'all. Y'all get somewhere, get cozy, comfortable in your secret place, and sit back and relax, okay? Let me know how y'all weekend went, your holiday weekend, if you got to do anything fun. All of that, drop it down below. As for me, as y'all already know about the last video, which I put out on Friday, it was very productive. Didn't do anything much for yesterday, but then again, I really didn't have any plans to do anything much. So for the most part, I just relaxed and try to get myself prepared for the coming work week, which is always a good thing because I'm working on being a little bit more organized and all of that. I got to watch quite a few things, so I'm very excited to get into everything that I'm like I taught y'all, kind of in my head when I watch stuff, but yeah, I'm excited to get into all the things that I actually watched yesterday and a little bit before I got on here, and I can't wait to get back to some stuff because I had to cut some things off, y'all, which was very difficult because I wanted to keep going and keep binge watching. I had to cut it off to get on here, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get back because I just want to watch some more. But yeah, that's how my weekend went. Most of all, just relaxing. Got a lot of things that need to get done. So we go ahead and get started with our special feature today, which is titled Rein Season One. We're on episode 8. As y'all can tell, we are getting through these episodes, and I'm so excited about it, right? Sticking to these plans. But as y'all know, the last episode left off with Zoe and Penn and kind of had a very vulnerable moment together, got to open up and express some deeper things behind their friendship, even to the point we were excited about Zoe even put out there, like extending an invitation to the dance to Penn. So we were so excited about that, but at the same time was a little bit worried about what is Mia's plans, because we saw last episode that she was determined to sabotage Zoe at this born dance. So I'm like, okay, what is homegirl up to? So we start off this episode here with Rosie for the most part. Well, Rosie is so determined. I'm going to get her out of the way first so I don't forget about her. Then we're going to get all this Zoe business. But Rosie is so determined to get her parents back together. As you know, their dad is still in the States. Mom is still over here on the island in the UK. So she just has this plan that she's still been working on, and she's getting very, very clever by the minute, the second, it seems like, by the moment. So I'm very like, I don't know, I have to give it to her for not giving up on her parents, and I love her determination. But at the same time, it's like, okay, Rosie, you may want to slow down a little bit. You don't want to ever step your boundaries. You're still a kid. That's still grown folks thing, whatever they got going on. But I do get her, and I do understand where it's all coming from, and she's so determined to protect her mom from being asked out by anyone, like keeping her mom away from every guy. And one of the guys that she's finding is a threat is Penn's dad. I think his name is Tim. I might be wrong, forgive me if I'm wrong, but yeah, Penn's dad has have a long history of friendship, as well as a dating history with Rosie and Zoe's mom, which we can assume by the little looks that they had here and there throughout the episode so far of the season. But nothing was ever really put out there into this episode, when the grandpa did mention to Rosie that Zoe's dad broke his heart when she left. So it was like, wow, did he ever really get past that, or did he kind of hold on to it, and that was just always the girl, like his first love that he never got over? So I'm just putting little pieces together in my mind, wondering like where they are, especially right now as adults. And even though they have gone on with their lives, as we know, Zoe mom went on with her life, got married, had 2 daughters, and Penn's dad obviously had him and moved on. So it's still like, well, we know that they still had a little history. So I don't know. But here everything is kind of revolved around the dance in this episode, the barn dance, the pony dance, or whatever. So it's a big thing around here. And so at the beginning of this episode, we do see that Mia we start to see her plans, her unfold just a little bit. I'm not gonna limit her because I see we never really know what Mia is up to, but we see in this episode she already working a plan. She approaches Penn, let him know that like kind of sow a very bad seed in his thoughts. And even though Penn kind of blocked it when she was like, you know, Zoe kind of asked you out, like everybody knows about it, but she asked you only for charity purposes, like because she felt bad for you. He's already felt like an outcast, like he doesn't belong with all the other kids here. And so with her sowing these type of seeds, you can tell it's starting to get the Penn. At first he was resistant to it, but then he started to think about it and it's like, wow, it makes sense. Like, why would Zoe like want to go to the dance with me when she can go with Perfect Marcus or whatever? Like, he knows he doesn't fit. And in his mind, he's still trying to wrap his mind around someone like Zoe could possibly want him. And so that part kind of makes me a little bit sad for Penn, you know, but at the same time, very upset and feeling some kind of way towards Mia. Like, it's like, would you back off and leave people alone? And so Penn does end up approaching Zoe about it, very angry, and was basically told her to go with, you know, Perfect Marcus or whatever. Like, and Zoe was like, that's not the case. I didn't ask you because of that. But of course, Penn is brushing her off. He's not trying to hear that. His mind has already been made up. And he kind of walks off on Zoe. Then on top of that, Zoe, two best friends, get into this little argument, whatever they're debating, this whole ghost pony thing with Becky is getting a little bit old to people because they are like, Becky, you are like a teenager. Like, why are you still believing in these myths and these tales that are like for kids? And she's still convinced that there is a ghost pony out there somewhere. And people are kind of getting tired of it, even me a little bit, but at the same time, it makes for a good show. So I don't mind it so much, but thinking of it about it in real time, I guess that would be kind of annoying if you're hanging out with your group of your friends and you still got this one who's like, seems like she's so, you know, wrapped up or scared about ghost pony. Then on top of that, like, Becky makes everything a big deal. She talks extremely fast for one, so it's like you kind of have to try to catch up to her words or slow her down to really catch everything that she's saying. Then on top of that, she has all of these little hang-ups that she seems like she's never gotten past. But then again, we still got to give it to Becky because we really don't know if ghost pony exists. Maybe there is a ghost pony out there. I don't know. We got to give her the benefit of the doubt since it hasn't been like disproven. So I don't know. She could be up to something. Maybe y'all let me know if there is a ghost pony out there. But yeah, so Becky and Jay has gotten into it, and then they turn to Zoe at once and like basically like, Zoe, tell her. And Zoe decides to kind of just take both of their sides. And it's like, you know, they're both right in their own way. And of course that sends the girls like walking off like, Zoe, come on now. We know you. We know you have more to say than that. But since you want to play these games, Zoe, we're both mad at you. So that's what Becky and Jade both have in common right now. That they walk off on Zoe and they both decide to be upset with Zoe. So Zoe's just feeling like, oh, like she just cannot have a break. Like, now all of her friends seems like they're upset with her on top of the whole Penn thing. And then she's like sitting out there on the gate with her favorite horse in the world. And she should be in the most happiest place in the world to be able to practice with Raven. And Sam comes up and Sam was like, that does not look like a face who is about to ride her favorite horse. And then, yeah, Zoe opens up to Sam about what's going on in her little world. And it, Sam kind of helps her clear her mind, get on her horse, and let's see how far she's gotten with Raven. Let's see how much progress she's made so far. And that kind of gets Zoe's mind, clear her head just a little bit. And so then we find her back in her room with her mom. And her mom is like, basically like, wow, you got two like guys like fighting over you. And so he's like, I do not want to talk about guys right now, Mom. On top of everybody's being upset with me right now, I don't even have a prom dress to wear. And her mom was like, I think I can help you out with that problem. So her mom searched like her old belongings, which I really love this. I love that her mom, Maggie, grew up in this house over here in the UK, and it seems like everything from her childhood that she has kept, or her parents at least kept for her. Like, I love this. Like, her room has so many different things that are filled with things that she grew up with. And so I love that she can easily just go into one of her chest drawers and find something that she wore back when she was a teenager. And so it gives her this look like, Mom, like, we're in a total different time now. You expect me to wear something that you wore probably like centuries ago? And her mom was like kind of threw it at her, well, threw the dress at her. And so we unfolds the dress and sees like, wow, this is really nice. So something she didn't expect, that she would actually like something that her mom wore many, many, many years ago. So she tries it on, and her mom kind of like finds this perfect emerald necklace to go around her neck, which kind of really makes the dress pop. And it's so cute. She just looks so adorable in this particular dress. And I just love this mom and daughter connection and this bond that they have together. Not only with Zoe and her mom, but also like Maggie, Zoe's mom, and even Rosie, her youngest daughter. Like, the connection that they share is so beautiful. And it just reminds me of like what I feel like every girl wants, especially when you are a girl or a teenager or a young adult. Like, we all want that really close relationship with our mom where we can kind of open up to her in special ways. It's just like a beautiful thing when you have that connection with your mom. And I'm just like, oh, my mind just goes back. So many things I think of, like how I would have wanted things when I was a kid. I would have wanted things as a teenager, and so many different things that are reflected in the show. It reminds me of all the wonderful things that I would have wanted that I wasn't able to articulate or like really let it be known or explained back then when I was like in this time, well, in this season of my life. But at the same time, I love watching it. At the same time, I love watching it. It takes my mind back, but it also kind of gives me, like, I don't know, like peace and comfort at the same time. Even though I know I would never really have that, because unfortunately we can't go back and change things of the past, or even go back and kind of relive things with all the gooey, yucky stuff that you wish that you could just forget and never happen and stuff. But at the same time, it does give me some kind of peace and comfort now. And I'm so happy for these fictional stories, or even stories based off like true stories. I'm happy for them, because at least for now, I take comfort in the peace and the beauty that I get right now. And so I'm loving the whole mother-daughter relationship and the friendship that they have as well. And so Zoe is already all dolled up to go to the prom and all of that. And her and Jade are ready, but they're like, what is going on with Becky? Even though we know we had that little bit of a like disagreement earlier. This is not like her. She's not picking up the phone or anything like that. So Zoe has like Jade look up her like latest blog, see if she posted anything there. And they saw her latest posting was like an hour ago when she's talking about the ghost pony again. And she's literally out there right now in the woods somewhere, I guess, trying to set a trap for the ghost pony. And they're like, okay, they know how much Becky would love to go to the prom. This is not like her to miss it this close to the hour. So they go out there and search for Becky. And they run into like the guy, and I forgot to mention this in the last episode too. So they run into the guy. Y'all remember the guy who like came out to the stables to take pictures of who would be the next cover girl on the Pony magazine? And it turns out the guy that came, the photographer, was actually a fraud, a fakester, because he was, I don't even know if that's a word, y'all forgive me here, I'm going making up words like these people in this okay, whatever. So he was a fraud, and he was not really a photographer. And they see the same guy out there, Zoe recognizes him. So they know, and they put the pieces together and know that he is probably among the horse thieves. So they set up this trap and kind of get him captured inside of the truck, and they call the cops, and the cops come and take him away. So they think that, okay, at least the mystery has been solved. We got at least one of the horse thieves, so we should be okay. And so the girls all go off to prom together, you know, all excited about that. They're a little bit messy and different things, but they're like, who cares? I mean, we saved the day. We captured one of the thieves, so they're like in a good place. And of course, Zoe, when she gets there and she notices that Penn does end up coming to the prom, But to her surprise, he is bringing a date and he is with Mia. And you can see Zoe is like shocked, caught off guard, and it's like, what? That doesn't even look right. Like, she can't even like process that. Knowing the kind of person Mia is, like daddy's girl, and that, like, we know that Penn is not even her type like that. And so Zoe is like, it doesn't make sense, but at the same time she's feeling a little bit bad and confused. Like, why would Penn do this? Like, at the end of the day, even if they're mad at each other, they're supposed to still at least be friends. And do friends do this to one another? And so Marcus on the other end. Marcus is still, you can tell he wanted to originally go to the dance with Zoe, but of course it went over her head when he was trying to ask her. She had no idea that he was even asking her. And so since Zoe's friends saw that Penn was like there with Mia, and Marcus still kind of had eyes for Zoe, so they were like encouraging him to go ask Zoe for a dance. Like, she had no idea you were even trying to ask her to the dance. Right? But before all of that, before Marcus even had a chance to go to her about that, like, Sam gives Rosie an envelope, a golden envelope that has the prom king and queen. And I'm thinking that the prom king and queen is going to be Mia and Marcus. That's what I was thinking it was going to be. I had no idea. It ends up being no, I didn't think it was gonna be Mia Marcus. I thought it ended up being Mia Marcus. I thought it was gonna be Zoe and Zoe and Marcus? Yeah, I thought it was gonna be Zoe and Marcus, which I thought was gonna really set Mia off. It was gonna send her just acting really mad. If she was already feeling some kind of way, I really thought she was just gonna go off the hinges here. But it ends up being her and Marcus, and Mia goes up to the stage all happy and all of that. And in that moment, well, before that moment, she whispered some words to Penn, that was supposed to be her date. And Penn realizes in that moment that Mia was basically setting him up. Like, she did not want to come there with him, and like all of this was just, her to get back at whoever. So he walks off on her, and Zoe notices that Penn leaves, so she runs after him. And then Marcus, instead of going up there setting his crown, he ends up leaving and go after Zoe. And so they're out there in the rain. It is stormy. I love them type of scenes. Okay, stormy weather. It's raining and all of that. I'm like, okay, this is when it gets juicy. Something is like, wow, gonna happen. We just know that it just always happens in movies and television show. We know something special happens in the rain, in the storm. So I'm all glued to the screen, right? And so we admits, like, let's Penn know, like, she, like, why would you come? And you the one came with the date. Like, she didn't come with anyone. And she basically pours out her heart to him and said that she likes him, and she asked him to the prom because she really wanted to come to the prom with him, and like nothing he would ever do would change that. Like, she would always like him. And I thought it was just such a beautiful confession. And then they were about to move in for the very first kiss ever, and something stopped them. Like, the lights cut off, and that kind of stopped them. So they're in the ring like that. You can tell, you can feel heart racing and the intensity that is there. And then something hit Zoe in that moment when that blackout happened, and she ran to the stables because she realized Raven. And so she goes to check on him and sees that he is gone. Somebody has stolen Raven. And Zoe collapsed to the ground, screaming his name and pouring down in tears. And Penn is looking there like, like it hurts him to see Zoe hurts, and it hurts me to see Zoe hurts. I end up crying out. At the end of the episode, I'm crying, 2 tears pouring down my face, because Zoe goes all out of her way to protect Raven, to take care of him, and she's never giving up on him, no matter, all the trauma this horse has been through. And they both are on this healing journey together, and they both share this wonderful connection. And all of this time she's been trying to protect him, had them get cameras around and all these types of things. And to get to the end of all of this on this night, where it's supposed to be like one of the best nights ever, and her horse is gone, and that's how it ended, y'all. It was such a good episode. I so enjoyed it. Like I said, I was crying at the end because I could just feel the emotions that was there. These characters here are all believable. Like I believe them. I believe them to the point where I feel like I am literally in the episode with them and I'm living with these characters, you know? Once again, this show is titled again Free Rein Season 1. This is episode 8, streaming right now on Netflix. So y'all let me know, like, if you watch this, like, if you enjoy it, or if you're kind of watching it through my eyes. How is it for you on this journey? All of that, drop it below. Y'all know I love hearing from y'all. But before I leave y'all for this evening, let's go ahead and get into the scripture. And so we're coming out of Proverbs 13 verse 10, and it reads, by pride comes nothing but strife, but with the well advised is wisdom. So that's all I have for y'all for this video. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me, and until next time, may the Lord bless and keep you both now and forevermore.